In this presentation, we are going to talk about configuring port numbers. Let's start by opening the gas configuration file. The port number where the gas is listening for connection requests is defined in the Interface to Connector section. In the Code Structure panel, I can easily locate the Interface to Connector section. The port number where the gas is listening is a combination of the TCP base port and the TCP port offset. You can see that the TCP base port is set to the value of 6300, while the TCP port offset is set to the value of 94. If we add these together, you get 6394. Does this look familiar? In previous presentations, when we brought up the demos application, the URL specified included a port number of 6394. Now you know why. The gas by default was listening for application requests at port 6394. To change the port number where the gas listens, you simply change either the TCP base port or the TCP port offset. If you only have one gas on the host machine, most likely you will not need to change the port number. Reasons for changing the port number include the port number 6394 already being in use by another application on the host, or if you have multiple gas installations on the same machine. Each gas sitting on the same host needs to be listening at a unique port number. For this demonstration, let's change the TCP port offset from 94 to 95. Once we've made this change, we need to save the file and then restart the Genero application server before our changes take effect. If we try now to access the gas using the port 6394, it worked previously, but it does not work now, as the gas is now listening for application requests at 6395. If we change it to 6395, it opens as expected. The other port numbers specified in the gas configuration file are the range of port numbers available for the DVMs to use when they start up to service an application request. For each application started, a DVM is launched to handle the application, and each DVM requires its own port number. The allowed port numbers are specified as part of the interface to DVM element. Within this element, a range of port numbers is provided, along with a list of port numbers that are excluded from use. Let's look at the default settings within the configuration file. The TCP base port, or starting number, is 6420. The address identifies where the DVM is sitting. Again, the TCP base port, or starting port number, is 6420. The TCP port range is set to 10,000. This means that starting with port 6420, we want to have 10,000 possible ports for a DVM to use. If there are no excluded port numbers, this would translate into having the range 6420 through 16419 available for the DVMs to use. That is 10,000 unique port numbers. However, the interface to DVM also includes excluded port entries. An example, port 6667, port 7200, and so on are excluded from use by the DVMs. Excluded ports are typically those ports already in use by other applications. In total, there are 10 excluded ports by default. To allow for a full 10,000 port numbers to be available, that means the true range is really 6420 through 16429. The first DVM started will grab port 6420, the next will grab the next open port 6421, and so on. When 6667 is reached, it is skipped over, and the next available port number, 6668, is selected instead. If the next port number is not available, let's say it's being used by another application, the gas will simply skip it and move on to the next available port number. In altering these values, you influence the number of DVMs that can be started simultaneously. As an administrator, you also need to ensure that the port numbers specified are not in use by other applications and are indeed available for DVMs. If you have multiple application servers on the same host, you need to ensure that the port numbers are not conflicting.